Dakota's on Zoom. There's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't heard anything from Rob.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
That's council meeting.
Two-bedroom apartment.
It's gonna be
The
a 2 or 3-sided.
They started the auction of grass
It's
schools.
above the shop.
I think most of it's the
No, no.
Above the shop is the apartment. I thought it was listed maybe.
most of it.
And then the other one is over the front rail school.
They still wants to institute a three-bedroom house.
Oh,
Oh, no. This is.
that's what we
It's all in the news.
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere in the area, $800. The apartment would be cheap. When I find above the shop.
Hi. Appreciate where you're going.
Okay, it is 6:15. We're going to start this little work session about the airport. I was talking to Andrew after the last council meeting, and it seems like we're not sure what the path is here. Basically what it comes down to. I understand that you guys are in the business of the airport. We're up here, we're in the business of saving taxpayer money, and we kind of want to know where we're at and what the goals are here. So.
I guess I'll just let you know you've got most of the airport commission members here. I think the only one we're short is Leon.
You're good. So, the things that we have heard is we're going to renegotiate the easements. We're looking into a runway closure, looking into shortening the runway, perhaps establishing an airport commission, and maybe meeting with the supervisor to make it a regional airport. Which of those 5 have we actually done or doing or in the process of, what we've agreed to? We read the meeting minute notes and it says, well, the engineer wants to go ahead and do the negotiation. Is that what you guys want to do? Because we keep hearing it's his recommendation. And
I guess as far as the runway obstruction situation, the story, as I understand it, is, well, I'll say, I think we'd like to get the right-of-way straightened out. The only alternative to that is the state DOT says they're going to come in and close the runway on us before the end of the year. The north-south runway, the crosswind runway. The grant for removing the trees is still available through next calendar year. The alternatives, like just displacing the threshold, basically shortening the runway. It makes the runway shorter for landings, not for takeoff. That's context of that. I mean, physically requires paint, but talking to the engineer who has talked to the state DOT and the FAA, whether it's just painting it to shorten it, also kicks off a full survey of the airport, which he says he will not recommend because that's a several $100,000 to do a full GIS survey, and all you get at the end of that for your money is a shorter runway.
Okay.
So he does not recommend going that route. It's much cheaper to have the trees removed.
Yeah, the cost was estimated from the email from Carl Byers was $450,000 to $600,000
for the GIS survey.
for the survey and for the FAA. Yes.
So those are kind of the alternatives that have been investigated. We have not started with I I talked to Tom Hansen before this meeting to let him know it was happening. And he could not make it tonight, so he'll be interested. I'll let him know what we talked about tonight. But yeah, we would, I think as the commission, we'd like to get the right of way straightened out and proceed with the obstacle demolition. I mean, the obstruction removal.
Did I
Just so
understand you
the-
right? You said the DOT was gonna come in at the end of the year and close it?
Yes.
That's what it, yes.
So just so you guys are clear, there's not one of us sitting here that, this whole thing is costing the city way too much money. We'd like to go over there with chainsaws and just take care
I
of it.
100% agree.
But this is ridiculous, how this whole thing is playing out. I don't know where supposedly we heard that the easement or whatever Dell was paid back in the 70s, that map is not right, is that correct?
That's what we're understanding.
That easement is not the right easement.
Yeah, we get that. We know that.
So
Oh,
what-
And
Unfortunately, and I don't like,
trying to get the DOT to get the correct easement, but you gotta jump through 5 different hoops to get there, and it's all out of our hands. It's like, why don't we talk to Hanson? Why don't we talk to some volunteers and just ask for help? Instead of jumping through point A, point B, point C, and not getting anywhere for 3 years now?
no, originally Andrew and I were just gonna go out there with chainsaws on the weekend and cut them down. We
That's
could've
what I
done it.
mean.
So,
It's like, this is common sense is so far in the back window that it's ridiculous.
But
And the engineer keeps just running circles.
that's
And
our
coming
issue.
up, and he comes up with another, something else, big scheme. It's like, what? Last meeting, I think, I had him spit and sputter, and I said, have you even talked to Tom Hansen? Well, no,
But that's our problem.
correct.
That's what we're trying to get resolved.
And that's also problem about even this meeting here, that they were not invited to. They're not, I'm embarrassed that we didn't reach out to them to let them know,
I did,
but when.
as soon as I found out, which was yesterday.
Yeah, and that, it didn't get through, at least to Ken. I talked to him a few hours ago, and he had no idea. I talked to Tom a few hours ago, and he said he had not heard of it, but then he called me later and said he was having troubles with his answer machine, and it was on his answer machine yesterday at some point. But, yeah, I mean,
I had talked to him in person before I left the answering machine.
yeah,
I talked to him live on the phone.
yeah.
And don't get us wrong, I'm not blaming you guys for anything.
Oh, no, we've all jumped into
But
this.
Carl
We've
is
jumped into
leading
this,
us
and it's
all
just
down
like,
a
what
path
in
that
the
I don't think we're
world?
gonna recover from.
I
That's
think
my
we're-
problem.
We're as frustrated as you guys are right now, because we don't, I mean, it's foolishness. It'd take us half a day, it'd be taken care of. But instead,
The-
minimum I'm hearing is $100,000 to get rid of these trees. That's just ridiculous.
The engineer gets involved, the FAA gets involved, and then it just goes through hoop after hoop after hoop, and who knows where it's at. And
But as soon as we asked for the grant, and got approved for the grant, now we have to jump through them hoops.
Yeah.
And
You
with,
have to have an engineer, right?
with
For
everything that goes out there, we
Right.
gotta have somebody that's certified, which is,
And the engineer has essentially been paid at this point, a fair amount of money.
They'll tell you call him again. There might be another bill.
and again, it shouldn't be. He should have done his diligence at the beginning, checked all these easements before putting out a set of plans. And that's where you guys gotta hold a speak to the fire. If you guys have a contractor, then or do I have it?
Yes.
Then we need to hold a speak to the fire as a city council. We need a resolution to get a schedule, not have it open-ended, and I need an answer like now. Because we're gonna come in and close the runway here at the end of the year. So we're on like a 4-month clock. So somehow we gotta get these trees down
What-
before the end of the year.
What happens when the runway closes?
We gotta get out, mark the runway as closed, which we could do with 200 feet of orange snow fence and
Cost
sandbag.
associated with that is nothing?
That's correct.
But not reopened until sometime next year when we finally get the easements figured out and maybe get the trees out a year from now. And that's my dilemma.
I
Carl
hear
doesn't
you.
have the same sense of urgency that
Can
we all have.
Can volunteers backdoor this whole thing and go take
Yeah.
care of it?
That's way past, yeah. Answers wouldn't,
That's what I was trying to think myself, like, why don't we just go out there and cut these down?
no, the easement going forward is gonna be difficult.
Well, there is no easement.
Yeah,
The
obtaining,
easement is
a
not in the right
correct-
location,
It's
so
like in the back
Yeah.
of
as far as I'm
Christensen's
concerned,
house.
if Hanson's wanted to send a crew of people in there to cut all the damn trees down,
Now,
there's no easement
What-
right there,
one,
right now.
one other piece of information is that they are in violation of the county airport zoning ordinance.
Well, we've talked to our attorney about that, and he says you don't even want to try and go down that line. So,
I guess somebody could drop a dime with the county, not that I expect the county to get off their ass and do anything about it either.
and he says, I don't think, I
That's-
understand him, right? We're not going to win that argument.
Yeah, that's
So-
a non. Yeah, it's more.
Hanson doesn't want to play ball
No, I
Hanson
think he
doesn't wanna
will,
give us easement?
but he wants to.
So,
And he is.
So, today was not another good day because again, at least one of them definitely was not contacted, and the other one was contacted possibly yesterday about this meeting. But and yeah, I could have easily made a call myself, or anybody up on the council, or anybody down City Hall. This is another lack of communication that has started from day one, and today was another bad day.
So the flip side of that is Mike Hanson's been to every meeting since we've been talking about this.
since day one.
And I get it,
And there-
we just assumed, which that's an assumption,
Should not have
that
done
he
it.
was talking to his family. And apparently he wasn't.
We've had the exact same conversation up here. I know the one time Bud said, we're going to have a better path of communication, and we certainly have not. Today was another validation of that with the Hanson family, with Ken, with John, and with Tom.
Is it in a trust, or is mom still on it, or is Tom on it? Who?
In the trust.
I hate to even talk. I'd rather them guys were here. It would have been so much better. Even talking about it right now, without them present, is the easements. If we can not even hardly talk about the easements in this meeting, because we should have contacted them earlier. So the other point of all this is, let's say we do somehow get these trees trimmed. One way or another, we still have an airport that we're spending lots of money on going down the road. That was the other issue that we had to talk about. The affordability of having the airport.
Have you ever looked into county participation? Like becoming a county entity?
Didn't Bachman?
I think Bachman talked with him, I think that's been in the past.
Yeah,
That has been reached out and done. I think Tom did that a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I mean, the only reason is, I went to the same workshop meeting where the attorney came out and talked about it, and the guy from the county was here as well, and there really wasn't any go-do given to the commission to do anything about it.
Yeah, he said basically, Tracy said basically, we'll bring some offers to us and we'll take it under consideration. I think is what he said, basically, in a nutshell. And we've never done that. And we asked Carl to look into it.
Well, I brought back the steps on how to do it in front of council. If you were to change into from what you have now to something that would be the airport authority is what it's called. In order to change it to that, you have to go through these steps, and it would have the FAA along every step of the way. But this is just a framework of how we have to go through that process.
So we're creating another taxing entity,
Yes, you would.
but it would be through taxation of the entire county.
Correct.
not just a certain region or zone.
No, it would have to be, if you go with the county, it would have to be the county.
Who would be the sponsor of the airport authority then?
The
Would it be the
airport,
county or would it be us?
the sponsor of the airport would be the actual authority at that point. It would
So
be,
if I had the Chris Ward Airport Authority, you wouldn't evaluate because you don't have the ability to finance the airport.
correct, not until it's actually formed. Then it would be a joint thing with the city, then finally offloaded as a whole county entity. So it would actually have to go through a process. So, and the reason they have to go through this process is because you would then transfer all the grant assurances and everything else from the grants that have been awarded to this entity.
The process makes sense.
But in order for us to transfer, we're going to have to already establish the airport authority through the county.
Right. It would
And
have,
only once that's established are we going to be able to transfer all the legal T's to them.
correct, because they would have to have the power to raise revenue to the ability to have debt service. And in other words, you're creating a brand new taxing body, a taxing entity. And yes, they would still be allowed to do their own taxes at that point.
Do you know what their levying rate is for the state of Iowa? Is it
I believe
37 cents,
$1.50.
$1.50?
And also the ability to do debt service as well for airport improvements.
Well, we do all that or not. And I know you don't want to talk about it, it still doesn't alleviate our easement problems.
I'd just like to make a quick comment. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but yeah, I talked to Ken about the vacation of the trees or whatever that down in, and obviously my concern is that he's been offered or someone's talked to him about potentially changing this runway to alleviate the need to cut the trees down. And so that's, from what I understand, that's why nothing has been done with the easements to get the correct easements. I obviously had that conversation with them. My concern was that I don't want to get stuck with the whole bill for what's happened to date, and we're up against the clock to do it. So I guess I don't know if that is not an option, that we can't, we can't shorten the runway or close the runway to alleviate cutting these trees down. We need to make those guys completely aware that there is not another option on the table, because from what I gathered, they've been led to believe that there is other options, and what I'm hearing is that there isn't other options. And obviously, this meeting made that very clear. So I have not been explained that, but I had that conversation with them that if it's an option, let's discuss it. If it's not an option, I don't know why we haven't ripped the Band-Aid off and just discussed that with those guys. But because from what I understand, they've been made to believe that the shortening or closing of this runway would alleviate the need to cut those trees. So
The last time Carl was here, I had asked the question if the grant funds could be used for easement acquisition. Have we heard an answer on that?
He has not given us an answer on that.
So again, his sense of urgency is not there.
Who's the city engineering firm?
Ours is Schneider.
Can't you get Schneider to go plot some points and get it recorded and change the easements
I
enhancement in the
most
city?
definitely can, but they gotta be airport qualified engineers, right, to finish the grant, which he's already paid to do, right? But we can get Schneider to go out there and get
It
this
seems to
thing
me
figured
like
out.
it's a day or two project to get points, get it recorded at the courthouse, talk to Hanson, get it on board, get it done. It has to be, but it has to be, who's in charge of that? I mean, we've dropped the ball on communication. Who's in charge of calling Hanson's? Us as a board, city coordinator, city council, I mean, who?
Out of the 12 people up here, somebody should call them.
Exactly, that's what I
Just
mean,
in
like,
general.
we need to assign, when we leave here, okay, you're gonna go and you're gonna call them. We're gonna call Schneider Group, we're gonna get them, we're gonna get plots, figure out what it takes to get these points done, and just draw a clear path. Instead of, we all talk about it and nothing ever happens, and Andrew over here in severe frustration with the airport, and your body is just exploding. I mean, your facial
Convulsing.
expression says it all, Andrew. Like maybe first off, we could smile and be proud of the airport.
So,
The rec
all
can we go down the
no,
rec,
all
can we go down
the-
the rec center road?
all
Can we go
this-
down that road? Waste money?
No, I mean, all this was
You're
about,
so frustrated with us. I can't handle your facial expressions. It's terrible.
sincerely, all this was of the frustration of not getting hold of Hanson's. That's all that was about. That really was. That part of it was. I mean, like, say that to your face and everything else. Again, I mean, I brought up, well, even with the easements, how we're going to afford to pay for the airport. That's an ongoing deal. That's nothing that's.
You think of the revenue the airport brings in, you think of the revenue some of the other city spoils don't bring in. Maybe we're not the biggest thorn in the side.
I haven't had that conversation.
And I think where the issue is with a lot of the council members, it's not a question of the importance of the airport. It's who's paying for it. And
We've got revenues coming in monthly.
but citizens of the entire county should be paying for the airport, not just the citizens from the city of Benton.
yeah, I asked the question, when's the last time you sprayed crops in the side of the city of Benton? Never have. That I'm
Oh
aware
yeah,
of.
oh yeah. I've set car alarms off in the city of Benton.
Okay, well, that's a problem.
Yeah. No,
But you
I-
weren't actually spraying in Benton, you were just going over the
No, I
top.
was within city limits.
Okay, that's an issue,
Yep.
so. Yeah, okay, this is what I propose. We will get a hold of Schneider tomorrow and find out what we gotta do. You, from this point forward, are responsible for contacting the Hansons for anything and all things regarding to these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can definitely get that done. That's what we just did. We've never had clear direction. Like,
So the
We're the board,
accountability
we-
will lie with you guys, so if we get a call from the Hanson, we didn't know, who's
we'll get an
who's
email
next
chain.
are we gonna
We'll
go
get an
show?
email chain going with Melissa, the airport board, and we'll just take notes, and we'll get an email chain going that says everything that's going on.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's
Council,
a paper trail.
invite all of us, just, you gotta watch it for closed meeting stuff, you can't, or not closed
Yeah.
meeting, I'm sorry, open records. You can't ask us to do anything through a group email. We can't do that, because that's a public information problem, so.
And I guess for our coordination, since I talked to Tom before this, I told him I'd let him know, and he let me know back that he can't make it tonight.
I'd just like to make one item here. If the only way that this issue with the trees gets resolved is to change the easements with the Hansons, we need to tell them that that is what has happened, because they've been led or misled to believe that there is potentially other avenues around it.
I agree.
I
So,
The other, as the commission, we're not interested in permanently closing the runway. City council can tell us different, but,
Going on that we have to remove the trees. If we don't remove the trees, then we can't move forward. And they've been led to believe so.
but actually at that point, unless you stop me, I might as a citizen call the frickin' county and let the chips frickin' fall where they may.
like I said, our tree, don't think that's even a tree to start barking up. So,
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, you know, maybe it can turn some pain back on the Hansons.
I don't recommend doing that at all.
Yeah, I think we need to get easement and play nice and get this
But
done.
I mean, yes, my,
You start making be painful to the Hansons, that runway's closing and it'll never open up again.
Feet in the mud situation there.
But,
They'll stick.
So again,
but yeah,
get with
talk-
Hansons
talking
tomorrow
to-
and say, hey, we have looked at option A of shortening the runway. It's a $600,000 thing just to even start doing it, and we're not there.
And the same thing, when I talked to Tom, he says, well, you own property to the north end of the runway. It says, well, we don't have the money to extend the runway. And that probably starts at the cost of the survey as well.
And then you're gonna run into another easement problem with the people to the north.
It probably we'll find out that easement's just as screwed up.
We've already, I think,
Yeah.
found that.
Yeah. So,
So the problem
So-
is we leave meetings every 30 days, and then I think city
Yes.
coordinator,
Meetings whenever you want.
and Carl talk, and then we never hear what's going on behind the scenes.
so,
And so we're left in the dark. Then we go to the next meeting, and
well, that's why I wanted to get this originally, because we're just reading the meeting minutes like,
Carl gives us an update every 30 days that you guys have been talking behind the scenes, and we're just like, oh, that's okay.
The only thing I can talk
I will agree with Michael 100% on that. That communication has got to be better. So
Yeah.
so tomorrow you will contact the Hansons,
And I'll
talk
be
about-
calling him tomorrow.
and you've gone
See
through
if
issues.
Schneider-
You're going
see
to
if-
have an email chain started that's strictly informative with
Correct.
everybody
Just-
included.
Just what we did, we called, here it is.
And then that'll start the chain. We will call Schneider tomorrow and find out what we can do about getting these easements figured out. Which we can do, but I get the points, I guess, established.
Yeah, I guess, while we do that, should we have them look at the north end of the runway as
If they're gonna go out there, get them all out and done at once.
just correct the easements?
Get rid of the existing that are not needed, I assume.
Correct. 4 new points that are in the correct location.
Because we're just burning dollars here.
Last meeting, I volunteered to pay for Crawford Engineering to come down from Independence and do it. Family, friends, very close. I could get them to come down and survey 4 points, go to the courthouse, record this. This is simple.
Yeah, but we wanna get them all.
I don't know what I can do.
We
behind
gotta
closed
get them all
doors.
taken care of.
Correct.
Every easement we got out there, we need to have. So I don't have to go through this 4 times for each end of the
So how
runway.
many bad easements are there out
I don't
Well,
know.
that's what we need to find out.
That's what we gotta
what Bud's
find
saying.
out.
We
Let's
need
get
to-
them out there. and
While we're
get
doing
those.
this one, we might as well check
Right.
them all. And we should find out the answer to Melissa's question from our last meeting on whether the grant funds can be used.
No, that's what we have, my whole point. He's not giving answers. Carl's in the
Right,
business of
I
engineering
mean, if we're
airports.
making a list though, things to check off, check that one off.
So-
and that's the first thing that needs to be checked off is Carl has got to tell us whether we have got to let the Hansons know specifically what options there are. If there's only one option to get the correct easements and cut the trees down, then we need to go that. If there's another option, Carl's got to tell us if that option includes a $600,000 survey for the airport to even start. And we don't want to discuss that. We need to tell the Hansons that's specifically why we don't want to pursue that. So we don't want to spend $600,000 to get a survey.
Which I did tell that to Tom yesterday.
So again, reiterate, because you're gonna call him after this meeting.
Yeah.
So, or whenever you're gonna do it. Get the
Yeah.
email chain started and get out. We'll do
just-
our part with Schneider.
So I guess just for me asking because I don't know, will talking to Tom talk to all the Hansons? I'm just asking your advice.
But
on
I
this.
would get the emails of every Hanson and copy them all in the email. I talked to Tom
These
yesterday.
guys operate via phone. They don't operate via email, so they need to be called.
What's that? Cole or Dakota?
These guys don't operate via email or text message. They need to be called. We've had that discussion 3-4 months ago. So
Yes.
But that's fine but we still have to document that we called them. I talked to Tom Hanson at 10 a.m. yesterday, and these are the things we discussed.
Yep.
Tom is going to go talk to his brothers or cousins. Well, they're all brothers, right? Yep.
Yeah. I will make a point of that with Tom and asking the question is, do I need to talk?
Exactly.
To
And I'm not trying to be, but you're
No,
right.
no,
We got to
this-
have a clear
this-
path
this-
forward.
cannot
This is
assume.
just me asking you guys may know him better than I do in what the family situation is.
Well, just think about any person that's severely angered by the turn of events, how you want to handle them.
Yeah.
That you need something from. So,
where do we stand with the engineering firm?
well, right now, he's under contract to get these trees down. And I wouldn't pay him another dime. And quite frankly, we should be going after him to pay for this. This is his screw up. We need to keep track of all the costs associated with what we're doing right now. Extra time and effort. Don't pay him any more bills that are regarding this thing whatsoever.
It'll be great if Schneider can come in there in a few days and get it done, be done and over with, and just have this behind us.
Well, let's see how fast they can do it. It'll take a little bit of research to get the easement thing, and then it'll have to all get, and then the negotiations with Hanson, obviously. But we're about time frame here.
Can I say one thing?
You certainly can.
So, has there been any thought, what can we do with the farm ground that's sandy and use it for something that would bring the city money? Reuse that instead of being in a farm ground, like, I don't know, something that could bring the city money.
Yes, there has. Brian
Okay.
Parr, when he was on council, was a big proponent of utilizing that portion of ground for retail or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, he was a big proponent of that.
And then we'll have to follow all the height restrictions that are required
Yeah.
for anything around the airport. It has its limitations, what you can do.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, what could bring more income? I don't know.
I mean,
Well, when we renegotiated the farm lease, that like tripled the dollars we got coming in. So,
You're not gonna get much more money for your farm.
no, it is what it is.
Coming from an ex-ag guy and from a farmer, I don't know, what are you getting now, $120 an acre?
I don't know what it is right now, but it was super cheap.
It's a total of around.
Four guys over.
I think it's 12,000 a year
Yeah.
is what comes to mind.
Well, they were underpaying for a long time.
I don't know what that was, but
Yeah.
it's not good, it's not dirt.
I grew up north of the airport. I know exactly what it is. Sandburrs and watermelon ground.
Exactly.
So, all right.
Okay, so the path forward, you're contacting Hanson tomorrow. We're contacting Schneider about coming out here and get some control points and start taking some survey points so we know exactly where we're at.
Yep.
We'll have Schneider research the easements and get a document what we have to do to propose to match whatever. We know that has to be, right? We got that documentation,
Yes.
so we can get that to Schneider, said this is what we have to have. We need to make our easements match this.
Yeah, Carl made a map of a layover of where it needs to be and where it's at.
All right,
So there is a direct plan for,
so Chris, are you contacting Schneider tomorrow?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
On my way to my doctor's appointment, I will call.
And,
Question.
yes.
contacting Carl in Bolton and Maine.
Mhm.
I guess, be clear on who's doing that next as well.
I can contact Carl
Okay.
directly.
I need to express the frustration we have that nothing has transpired. We're gonna start taking matters into our own hands and we'll be deducting it from his fees.
Understood.
And as I was going to say, Schneider, they're going to have to go on Hanson's land, aren't they?
Yes, need to ask Kansas if we can send our survey crew out there.
That would be a very good idea. Yeah. For somebody to lay from Tom's driveway and go back there, nobody gets shot. Yeah.
The first step would be get the,
Commission.
oh yeah, but the easements that are incorrect removed, that would be, I think that's the first one.
And get permission from Tom and his family that we can actually set foot on the ground to start establishing this stuff.
Well,
Is that our,
Seems-
is that the city's?
I guess, I will be the contact with
They're
Tom
making
Hanson.
all contact with the
Right, but I
Hansons.
know the city, our city engineer will be going out there, so I didn't know if we needed to have contact with him also, just to.
Well, once they get permission for we're just saying a survey crew, who that is.
That's one about all the i's, that's all the t's here.
Yeah, we haven't done that for quite some time, honestly.
I know, but
It was all in cursive and nobody understands it.
I, for some reason, remember somebody mentioning something that the supervisors were gonna have to vote on this easement change. Something to do with land use or something. Could be incorrect, but I felt like it was gonna have to go to the supervisors for some reason as well.
Only thing I know so far that the supervisor would have had to vote on, and I think they did that a long time ago with airport zoning,
Okay.
and that's already done.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and the county zoning has no, it's not tied to it's tied to the end of the runway, it's not tied to point and space. I mean, like the easement is.
No, we'll see. We'll figure out if they gotta vote on it, they gotta vote on it, so.
So is there a next step in the county acquisition thing, or is that something we wanna pursue, or?
I'll get you this.
That's the thing we're going at right now. So,
I would venture to guess there would be somebody from the FAA that specializes in helping smaller communities develop airport authorities.
More at the DOT level.
DOT?
The DOT level would do that. That would be Shane Wright of the DOT.
all right, Chris, thank you for naming the name, and you're taking accountability for getting old Shane right and see what we can do. Thank you.
Shane just got a brand new job, so he just got promoted. So
Well, he should be able to help you out here, at least get it sorted out, but I'll let you work on that and get it back.
Which is, yeah, more so the DOT than the FAA. Because the DOT would act as a go-between in order to change that.
All right.
Would you be totally opposed if we do pursue that a little bit?
No,
Okay, okay.
Because the best thing that happens is
I
that all
guess-
this money gets spread out across all the citizens of Benton County,
Yeah, I
rather than
don't
just
strike
5,000
just
people.
farmers with Benton addresses. You know, it's all over the county, so.
I mean,
spread
it's
the
gonna
love.
be a lengthy process, but
yeah.
would you, as long as you're not opposed,
I don't know why
Well, probably
anybody would be
even-
opposed
Oh,
to
yeah.
it.
The only thing I may get a little different is if there's legal bills associated with it that come to the airport commission to approve that we don't know anything about. That's
well, it's
kind
our
of,
move,
that's,
our responsibility.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way for now. Our move,
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
It's our contract with
balls in our
Clapsaddle.
court
So
on that
what
part.
we do with the bills to send to them, we can do that just,
yeah, I mean, that's just the only thing is we had some, well, it's a legal bill for consultation with, over what? We
Yep,
don't
no,
know.
no.
It feels irresponsible for us to approve them.
Noted.
So we get over this hurdle, what's the next hurdle at the airport? I roll, it's up. I mean, seriously,
it's
what's
the,
the
it's
next,
the
what's,
finances.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down
it
to.
costs a lot and the airport's old and it's,
I know, but when they're talking $500,000 for a new runway, there's no way we can afford that, especially with all the new legislation coming through. So if we can't get anything passed in the county, then grants that rehab's gonna be put on hold indefinitely.
it's keep pushing it back.
Because
Panel-
that's what it
panel
comes down to.
We've been doing panel replacement as it's needed. And we
And
just keep, I guess we just keep patching
Yeah, and of course you gotta have an engineer do that. So,
everything.
We can just do it ourselves after hours. If they don't know, don't hurt.
Actually, what I need to, if there's somebody that wants to sneak out there and poach freaking wild turkeys, I've been too close to a couple of those.
How does that work? And we have kill tags from the DNR.
You can,
Can
you
you
would
get
have,
turkey tags?
you
as
would
well?
have to reach out to the
Kill tags?
DNR and look into the possibility of getting
I
depredation
know deer, we
tags.
have those tags all the time, but I don't know about turkey.
Yeah, turkey's kind of scary when it flies about.
I don't
30
even
feet
come
in
through
front
the
of you
front
on
windshield
land.
of my truck. So,
Well, I had one do as much damage to my car as a deer.
Okay, you're contacting Hanson's. Chris is gonna champion the airport authority.
Snyder.
He's gonna call Schneider tomorrow. We'll get that lined up. You're gonna ask Hanson's for permission to get out there.
If Schneider says they can't do it because it's aviation, we're right
They
back
can do
to-
survey all they want.
Okay,
So,
perfect. Let's hope we weren't gonna hit a dead end the first day.
Well, I mean, knowing we've reached a dead end the first day is better than we are now.
well, that is true. At least you know what your direction is.
Well, we appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Discussion.
Thank you.
I think the left
And we
hand and
might
right
have-
hand needed to talk.
And we can reconvene in a couple weeks if we need to.
Yeah.
With the Hansons. Kind of where we're all at, because it'll take a week or two just to get through this. So we should probably plan on that anyhow, Melissa.
Yes.
Set another one up here in a couple weeks.
Before the next council meeting.
I
That one
think
has 2 meetings
Yeah.
already scheduled.
we already have, we got some committee stuff already.
What time do those start?
All right.
I think we start at 5:30.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll have
We'll get
2.
you, we're gonna have the next meeting.
Yes.
Business
Oh,
day.
no. Not everybody needs to be here for the 5:30 part. That's the homeowners for the,
Well, we're gonna change the date of that.
oh, never mind.
We have a 6:15 business type activity meeting that night.
So if we could do this, I mean,
I think we'll leave it.
So do you want, well, do you want business type to meet at 5:45? And that gives 45 minutes for business type
Back on
activities.
the other one about 2 minutes, 2-3
That's
minutes,
the
okay?
building permit.
Okay, I'll join the other one.
So if you